Hello, dear friends. This is KD Ahire. We are studying the rural entrepreneurship development, the course offered by the BBA department, KTHM College, Nasik. In this session, we are going to study about the classification of rural entrepreneurship. Before going to discuss about the classification of rural entrepreneurship, first we are going to see what we have learned in our previous session. Dear friends, in our previous session, we have discussed about the development of entrepreneurship in rural India, in which we have studied about the concept of rural entrepreneurship, then the problems nowadays we are facing to develop the rural entrepreneurship in our country, and we have also gone through the how we can develop the rural entrepreneurship in our country. In our this session, we are going to see the classification of rural entrepreneurship. So basically, if we see the rural entrepreneurship, so we can broadly classify rural entrepreneurship into two categories. So the first category is according to the industry, according to the type of industry, right? And second one is according to the ownership, right? So by considering the type of industry and by considering the ownership, we can going to see the type of rural entrepreneurship. So first one is according to industry, right? So according to the type of industry in rural areas, we can categorize the industry into various categories, or we can categorize the rural entrepreneurship into various categories which are based on the type of industry. First one is agro-based enterprises. So we know that basically in rural areas, we are mostly depend on the agriculture sector and agriculture allied field, right? Most of the our rural population is engaged with the agriculture, right? And therefore here agro-based enterprises is providing a very huge employability in rural area. Even the industries which are allied to the agriculture sector, right, which having very huge potential, and yes, nowadays which are providing the employability to the maximum rural people in rural area. If we see the examples of agro-based enterprises in rural areas, that is sugar industries, right? Because sugar, just for an example, right, if you take this sugar industry, the sugar industry provide employability to the many rural people, right? Even the farmers are also engaged with the sugar industry. So here the if you see the farmers who are growing the cultivating the sugar cane, they can sell their sugar cane to the sugar industry. So here farmers are also engaged with the industry. The labor which are working in the sugar industry, they are also from rural area. Even the employees, basically these sugar industries are based in rural areas. Not all, but maximum sugar industries are based in rural areas. So here employees, most of the employees are also from rural area. So therefore here such types of industries are providing the plenty of job, plenty of employability to the rural people. Even sometime we can also see the dairy products, right? So this is a allied field to the agriculture. So again, variety of the enterprises or the businesses related to the dairy products has been established in the rural area. Even the self-help group, right? They're running by the women. They are also involved in these dairy products businesses, and they are successfully running these businesses. So therefore here the agro-based enterprises is one of the largest type of industries, type of business which are commonly observed in the rural. Even we can also uh, here engage with the oil processing from oil seeds. Such types of businesses are also having a tremendous scope in a market, right? So agro-based enterprise is one of the first type of you can say business or entrepreneurship in a rural area, which is based on the type of industry or according to the industry. Next is forest based industries, right? So basically many rural people are uh, you know mm, depend on these forest based industries. Here like wood products, if you see the examples like wood products or bamboo products or honey making, these are an examples of the businesses which are run under the forest based industries. Basically the tribal the people, because they are living near to the forest or in the forest, so they can utilize, they can consume these forest products, and they can successfully establish their businesses, and they can here sell their products in the market. But here again proper guidance need to be provided to them, proper facilities need to be provided to them, right? And we need to just here we need to aware them about the entrepreneurship. Next is the mineral based industries. If you see the mineral based industry, so for example like cement industry or even stone crushing industry, right? Even wall coating powder, we can make the wall coating powder. These are some mineral industries uh, here we can able to see in the rural area. So such types of industries are also providing the employability to the rural people, utilizing their skills, utilizing their knowledge. Next important type of industry, that is the textile industries. So here in textile industry also the rural population is engaged with a variety of work, variety of activities. For example, weaving, spinning, coloring, bleaching, right? So again here the large number of rural people are engaged with the textile industries. Again this textile industry is providing the plenty of jobs to the rural population. Then handicraft, right? So handicraft is if you see at a global market, handicraft here which are made by the rural people, from the, it may be from wood or it may be from bamboo or it may be what traditional decorative items or products or toys, right? Such types of products having a tremendous scope and tremendous demand, not only in India but also at global level. And many rural people are engaged with this handicraft industry, right? By utilizing their traditional knowledge, by utilizing their skills, they are making this handicraft and they are selling it to the market, right? Again this category of industries are also providing the huge employability to the rural people. And here also through this also, here we are creating the entrepreneurs in the rural area. But here again more focus need to be given on this handicraft sector, because again here if you compare this global market demand, okay, and supply, so here again the gap is there. So here we need to create more and more rural entrepreneur, which work in the handicraft sector. Next is the engineering, right? In engineering, if you see the some kind of small or medium type of industries, right, which produce agriculture machineries, these are example, right? So such types of small businesses, again, giving their inputs in the development of rural entrepreneurship. Then services, of course, entrepreneurship is not only to produce a good or manufacture goods, right? We can also offer the services. If you take then example, for example, mobile repairing. So mobile repairing is also one of the largest services. By taking the proper knowledge, proper training, anybody can start this business, right? So for example, mobile repairing, or even if you see the agri machinery servicing, because in rural area, the various the machineries which used in agriculture field, agriculture sector. So regularly maintenance, regularly servicings are required, right? So such types of services can be provided in the rural area. So apart from these, many services are there, which are again providing the scope in the development of rural area with respect to the rural entrepreneurship. Okay, next is according to the ownership, right? So according to the ownership, we can classify the rural entrepreneurship into following four categories. First one is individual, next is joint, third one is cluster, and fourth one is a cooperative, right? In the case of individual, so any individual can start his business to become an entrepreneur. Then it is called as the rural entrepreneur, right? Or according to the ownership, right, we can say it's owner of this industry is one person, right? But in case what happens sometime, the group of people, maybe let's take, if we have a group, right? So from our group, or from our families, or from our friends, right, uh, uh, more than one more than one person can come together, if they have vision, if they have scope, if they have plan, right, if they have that much confidence, right, and if they think just we have to start our business, right, so they can come together and they can establish their business, right? So they can register their business. So we have various type of various types of businesses, right? For example, we can register our business under the ShopEc Act, right? So proprietorship. For example, we can also go for the limited liability partnership. Even we can go for the partnership, right? We can go for the industries. So depend. We can go for the company. Depend. So here, for each and every this type of or class of business, or class of work that we are going to register. So we have a different act, different rules. According to that, we have to register our business, right? So here, according to the ownership, we can also observe it in joint, right? Joint business. So if individual is not he is not enough to give the justice to his business, so here he can also start the business by taking the help from friends or families, and jointly they may register the business. And this is generally observed, this is generally seen in the rural area, right? The family members, they may come together and they can start business, right? Friends, they may come together, they can start business, right? So here, we can utilize the knowledge, skills of a variety of people, right? So joined in cluster, right? We can again here group of various group may come together. They can set the business to achieve the common goal, right? For example, the village X, right? They have the business to manufacture or to make the toys, for example, toys, right? And they are selling it into the district market. So again, the village Y, village Z, village or maybe village A, village B, village like this, right? They can just just form a cluster, and they can make the toys and they can sell it to the market, right? But their goal is common, so they are working to achieve the common goal and they are helping to each other, right? They have the mutual understanding among each other, and they are also they are providing the facilities to the each other, and by forming the cluster they are running their business and they are selling the products or their whatever their products or services in the market. So again here, by mutually also many businesses can be run in the rural areas. So here again, if you see the owner of this business, right? So cluster wise, they may have the owner of their business, but mutually they are helping to each other. Then cooperative. So again, likewise, we also see the various cooperative societies. So likewise, this can be also implemented in business, right? In rural areas, they maybe the business which is owned and run by the jointly run by the members, right? So they may have the members, right? The business run by through these members only. Even they are also share their profits and benefits. Whatever profits or benefits they may get out of their business, they may share it, right? And again, they are responsible for the any kind of loss if they may face in the business. So here, the this cooperative business will be run by the its member, right? So here, these are the various types of the business based on the ownership. So dear friends, let's see what we have learned through this lecture. So here in this session, we have studied about the classification of rural entrepreneurship, right? How rural entrepreneurship we can classify it into various categories. Broadly, we also saw the first one based on the your type of industry, and second one is based on the ownership, right? So these are various categories of industries which we may observe in the rural area, right? Maybe out of this category we may also able to find out some different kind of industries, different kind of businesses in rural area, but most of the maximum industries are categorized into these sectors only, right? So in our next session, we are going to study one of the very important topic, that is skills required to be an entrepreneur. If you want to become a successful entrepreneur, what skills we need to require, or what type of skill we need to we need to develop among ourselves, which will definitely helpful to become a successful entrepreneur. Thank you.